So now then hit recording. And then keep us on that screen. I'm waiting for my thumbs up from my production assistants. You know, it's hard being a content mogul. Running an empire is difficult. It's difficult. I see why dictators do it. I mean, it just makes sense sometimes.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to be the Diddy of, the content creation.
I'll change my name a couple times. I don't mind. Hey. The real Marz bar, Marz. Next year, I'll just be M.
Eminem gonna be mad at you, man.
Come on. I'll kill Tupac. I don't know. I'll do something crazy. All right. How's it? Is it good? Running everything fine? Y'all can. All right. Let's open the curtains. Bow. All right. So I like to slow roll it. For the people who haven't watched this before, I like to kind of warm up, get into it, finish my coffee, go
flex
crazy.
The muscles.
Yeah. Get the tongue going. You do any vocal warm-ups?
I don't. I should, but I definitely don't.
Yeah, you don't. But I mean, y'all, how long y'all stay in like the studio? Like y'all be there for a while, or how do you? What's your recording?
I mean, we work remote, kind of, for the most part.
Nowadays.
I mean, it's for sure. Nowadays. Yeah, I mean, it just happens remote, so we just get to it when we get to it. So, I mean,
now it's not like, oh, we all have to be together and do our lines, blah 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 blah.
I mean, it used to be that way, prior to like maybe 2019. I guess the pandemic and stuff. We'll link up and then try to work on stuff. But ever since COVID, we just been kind of working remote. Each member will probably meet up with each other, hash ideas
if they want.
Yeah, hash ideas, but for the most part, just gotta
roast each other in the group chat.
Oh, definitely. Like if you record something, you make something, you put it in the group chat, and nobody says anything. That's how you know it's trash.
Mid, super
mid pack.
Love it. Well, I guess if I get another thumbs up from my assistants, does it look good? Flipping, dipping, like is it nice and live?
Yes, sir.
Large and in charge. I'm seeing thumbs up. She said, it's aight. She said it could be better, but it's good. Okay. Something's happening. Okay. Yeah. She was just watching. She was making sure. Yeah. That's all good. That's what I pay her for.
Exactly.
They didn't like that joke. They didn't like that joke.
All you gotta do is get buffalo sauce, huh?
Yeah, apparently. I just get her a whole bottle of Frank. She's like, oh, thank you. Jeez. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna get into it. Everyone places, ready, action. Happy for everyone who can make it live. If not, it's still gonna be amazing watching it after. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to the Earth to Mars podcast for its triumphant return in 2022.
Let's go.
COVID be damned.
Let's get it.
Woo, my God, yeah, wow. We have a brand new, very nice and echoey studio room. We have lights.
We got lights on the floor, lights behind the camera. Lights, lights all over.
We got lighting. A table for 2. Come on.
Yeah.
We got mics. We got everything. What else do we need? We got webcams. You remember, so if y'all don't know, Langston was actually my very, 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 very first ever guinea pig from this project that I wanted to be called Earth to Mars. At the time, I couldn't even come up with a name. I was like, I'm going to put some random name in the meantime because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it was literally us in my bedroom, in a corner of my bedroom, off one desk, sharing one Blue Yeti mic, talking for close to 2 hours. And you know what? I wouldn't give that up or away for anything. That's how you start. It's just a matter of starting. I love that. That was a great episode. I'm a big fan. We watched it too. Yeah, come on. It was really important just to kind of get started, because it's one thing to just like think, oh, I don't have all the equipment. I don't have all this stuff. I don't know what I'm going to say. So if anyone's watching this, start your 2020. If you've been saying I want a podcast for 15 years and you haven't done it, just start. It doesn't have to be perfect, because eventually you'll get to a point like this where we can have Langston on and do it even greater / better / awesomer. But I mean, hey, when you pick good friends, you don't need much.
You don't
need much.
We could have just used like iPod headphones, you know?
Yeah. Well, I have Android, but
yeah,
I have those green bubbles.
I forgot.
I got those green bubbles. Yeah. Okay. We're done.
Come on,
Podcast's over.
Yeah, you can just cut it right now.
But speaking of great friends, that's what I'm saying. So I have Langston here. Happy to have you.
Thanks for
happy
having
for
me
you to
on.
break in the studio.
Man, I started, the last one started in your bedroom, and now we're starting in a new studio. And yeah, it's great to be here. Great to be back.
Yeah, you missed the casting couch phase of the podcast. I will not stop making that joke. Real ones know.
It's funny.
Real ones know the
Real
casting
ones know.
couch.
You're sick if you know as well.
Come on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you. I hadn't seen you since February, since we did it. So we did that podcast February 2020. And I don't know if y'all remember what happened in March 2020, but let's just say I hadn't seen Langston since that podcast. So It was really nice. That's the thing I like to do with these podcasts is just bring my homies on, bring the fam. Because we don't really get, at least we don't, I should do a better job of trying to hang out with a lot of my good friends like you outside of stuff like this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, life happens, man. I don't put like any bad like feelings towards it. Like if I haven't seen you for a while, it's like we just picking right back up. Some people feel like, oh, they must not like me anymore. We're not cool. We're not homies no more. It's not like that. It's just life happens, and we'll catch up when we catch up.
Yeah. That's a good thing with like having people like that, because it's true. I bet there are people that are just like, oh, we haven't hung out in whatever in so long. Like, It's like, nah, it's not that deep.
It's really not that deep, man.
It's not. You know where I stay. You know where I stay. It's not that deep.
You got my number. You see me tweeting. You see me on Instagram. Like, it's not that deep, man. Just hit my line. I hit your line. It's not that serious.
We'll make time. Yeah, and I appreciate you making time for this.
Of course.
I didn't have a lot of stuff that I super wanted to hit or touch on. I want to talk about the new studio because it's all cool and just all this stuff. I wanted to do my little rant about getting started, but really I just wanted to check in, see what's up, see what you got going on. You're one of the interesting people I know in my life. So what's up? What'd you do during the pandemic? What'd you let's start there.
We still lit it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I wish I was like other people that's like, yeah, I picked up this skill in the pandemic, but literally it's just kind of just hard leaned on the things that I like to do, and then cook more, make music, make film stuff. I think 2020 was kind of dedicated towards my film stuff. Last year was kind of like more music stuff, and like this year is a combination of the two. So,
okay. What you like cooking? You got like a go-to meal?
So my favorite thing to cook is this. It's like rotini noodles with like salmon and vodka sauce.
Oh, vodka sauce goes kind of hard.
Man, people sleep on it, man.
I really like Alfredo, like white sauce, but like a good vodka sauce, like
I love Alfredo sauce. Don't get me wrong, but like with this particular meal, it just works more with the vodka sauce. Yeah, that's why I like to cook. There's other stuff like teriyaki noodles and beef and stuff. Like
I need to get into fish and noodles. I haven't done that yet. I'm still like a baby in my food stage. I gotten to the point where now instead of like frozen like Alfredo dinners and stuff, like I'll just make it.
Oh,
that was a big jump.
Yeah.
That was a big jump for me. That was like last week. Like I just made a fuck ton of pasta and I was like, I did it. I really did it.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's those baby steps that you were talking about, and you gotta, if you have a taste for something, just go out and make it or figure it out. Honestly.
Yeah, a big thing is like recipes. Like find a recipe and do it. Yeah, but I feel you for. It sucks to think that some people might feel like they should have been doing more during a pandemic or like during 2020, but it's like. We're in the middle of there's a pandemic. It's like no one's gonna feel. You shouldn't feel some type of way. Like some people are just trying to like not catch it while going to work because they have to go to work. So, I think I'm sure we're like grateful that, or at least I'm grateful that I didn't have anything crazy during it that I could do, kind of basically an extension of what I was already doing. Like
Exactly.
Podcasts and content.
Exactly.
Playing a lot of World of Warcraft. So
Okay, you'd be on that WoW still, huh?
I was very hard playing, and my friends were roasting me. They don't think I'm a good healer. I'm a great healer.
So that's your character is the healer.
Bro, oh yeah, I play supports in every game. I love just healing. Yeah, I love it.
Because you're a team player, man.
I guess it's so funny because like I'm not a big like super big like like spotlight like blah, blah, blah. I just I don't know. I like that synergy of like when you got someone and you're just like working. Like you're both just like killing it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go kill it together.
Also, that makes you dependable too. It's like people can count on you if in case things go haywire.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot that you can look into with people, what they choose for like games and stuff, or like what they gravitate towards style of play. Because the games, when you think about it, all life is a bunch of kind of like different games, right? So it's like how you play in one might be how you play in another or something.
For sure.
That's interesting.
That's one thing. There's like only one game I actually play is Smash, but other than that, like I'm trying to get back into like gaming. Because I just recently got a PS5. So
you got a PS5? Oh, apparently those are hard to come by.
Yeah.
I'm not a big console person, so I'm just gonna like. Oh.
I know you're a PC guy.
If you couldn't tell,
you got 3 monitors.
But it's so crazy to me because my roommate that was here, he had gotten like he bought one, or he managed to find one, and his friends would pay him back, and he would like buy one and then pay him back to get one, and he managed to get like 5 of them or like a bunch of them, and I was like, what is happening? Like, how is it so difficult? Like, it's already been like a year or something. How is it so?
Yeah, it's still it's
like scalpers.
That, and also it's like. They only made a certain amount, which I guess they didn't anticipate the surge of people trying to buy them.
Yeah.
And, people was buying them and flipping them and stuff like that. But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Dang. So you said last year, so like 2021, you focused more on your
like music.
Music?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that?
I mean, it was just like fun to just kind of like.
I saw you. Sorry, not to interrupt, but you had posted like a post that was like your top 5 or like 5 different, I think like verses or something that you had done.
Yeah, I think it's just like whenever I get inspired by like something, mainly when I'm doing something other than what music, and I hear a beat or something, and I just start writing to it and just put it out there. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'll link up with Kunle, who's also another member of the group Yatu with Love that I'm a part of. Link up with him, like, hey, let's go shoot a video for this particular song. So he'll mix and master it. He'll shoot the video and edit it. And yeah, we just put it out. So we did like a couple of those. And I remember last summer, I just wrote to like this random beat by Kaylin Ellis. And he heard it and he was mixing it. He was like, bro, we gotta shoot a video for right now.
Oh.
And I was like,
right now. It's like that Pusha T, Kanye thing. We need to fly to Paris right now.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It was like that moment. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't even think about making a video. So it was like, all right, where do we go? Okay, let's just go to the park and go to the tennis court and let's just shoot it there.
Figure it out.
And so it was getting dark too. Like we shot that in about probably like 20-25 minutes. And yeah, it was just, but that was just a lot of the stuff that was happening. So I was doing a lot of helping behind the scenes with him too, like different shoots and stuff like that. But mainly with my music, it's like just having fun with it, honestly. Yeah. Trying different things, working with different people.
Yeah, that's something that I remember that we had talked about in the last time we talked, and a feel that I get from you is that you kind of just want to like try a bunch of different stuff, see what's up, like pull inspiration from a bunch of different things and just kind of like going with it.
We don't have to be people are not one dimensional. You can make and do whatever you want to do. So it's just like, it's a matter of timing when you get to those things.
Or just like stroke of like inspiration or random luck or anything, yeah?
Yeah, instead of just waiting for inspiration, just go like, just try different things. It'll come to you when it comes, you know? And so like last year was like really just predicated on just trying stuff, trying different sounds, working with different people that I haven't worked with yet. And yeah, it just turned out good, man.
I love that. That's very interesting. That topic of not waiting for the inspiration to come, but starting and like just finding it. That's an important thing because something that people like kind of get stuck on, writer's block, for example, right?
Yeah.
Writer's block happens when people are expecting something to come out, or like they're like that expectation of like I need to like some like nothing's coming to me, right? Mm-hmm. Where another approach you could take to this is you just write whatever. It doesn't have to be good. You just write like half a paragraph of literally just mind babble, anything. Mm-hmm. And what may happen or will come to happen is you could just something will just pop up, or you'll get inspired, or maybe you won't, and then the next day you'll look at that babble and you'll be like, oh well, isn't that funny, and like da-da-da-da-da. And it's like you kind of make your own inspiration in that sense.
That, right? Also, it's like you can, even with just that paragraph thing you're talking about, like you can take it apart, dissect it, and pull something out of it that you would like to build on later. Like I even woke up maybe 3 weeks ago. I woke up out of my sleep and like wrote out like part of like a scene of like a episode that I'm working on. And it just came to me out of a dream, and I just wrote it down. And some of it I may use, some of it I might not use the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that I have part of that I can work around it. But I was like, I'm just like I have to write it so fast, like so I can't forget
before
it.
Yeah, especially your dreams. Dreams is like it's gone. You're like, I don't even remember what just happened. Like you'll wake up, you're like, something weird just happened.
Let me ask you this: speaking of dreams, do you ever laugh so hard in your dream that you wake up like laughing?
That has not happened to me, no.
Yo, that happens to me like once every like 2 or 3 months.
You must be having great dreams.
Yo, like
you have like you're watching the greats of stand-up every night in your dreams or something crazy.
I don't know. It's just like this. It's just because weird stuff happens in your dreams. They're like, you know,
something's
like
tickling you at night, bro. Yeah, someone's coming into your room tickling you, bro. Don't.
Hey, I am ticklish, y'all. I'm 28 and ticklish. Yo. It is what it is, man. Yo. It is what it is. But yeah, like it was just that just happened recently again, and I was just like, yo, this is really silly. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'll get a lot. Like I'll be trying to fall asleep, and there's like. And like if I fall,
that falling feeling,
falling thing, that I get that every now and then. That's annoying, dude. Because I'll just be like randomly out of it and just
like you thought you fell through your bed.
Yeah, huh? I'm like, yo, get it together.
I hope that's not an inclination where you going, man.
Yo, God, my body saw something. It was like, no,
we can't go there.
Jeez, no. That's. Do you ever get sleep paralysis?
I think it happened to me most recent time it's not recent, but like it happened to me a long time ago, and I couldn't open my eyes. So I was like yelling, calling my mom, like I couldn't open my eyes. And I was like about to like start crying. Like I thought I was thought I was never gonna be able to open my eyes again.
That's so scary. I've never like had it. When people try to, people try to lucid dream like on purpose, like they try to lucid dream, and then one of the things you do is you just kind of like you stay awake even though your whole body and everything, like you keep it still as possible. So you're trying to like basically sleep paralysis yourself so that your body is like asleep, and so then you can start kind of like lucid dreaming. So it's something like that.
Yeah.
But I never really ever got close to that.
That's like what thing with lucid dreaming is like it's a continual practice. Mm-hmm. And I don't care enough to be like thinking about it. All right, I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. I know. I was trying to for a little bit. One of the cool things about it is when you try to go for it is you'll like start writing your dreams down, and that'll actually help you remember your dreams. Mm-hmm. So like when you wake up and you first like you just write them down, that practice will actually help you remember. And so like I've had like crazy vivid or remembering stuff. I get a lot of Armageddon dreams. I don't like those. End of the world dreams, bro. I never get a lot of like flood dreams, giant hurricane stuffs. That's what goes on in my head. No.
See, now I'm gonna start having those dreams.
No. You're gonna keep laughing, bro. Don't worry.
I hope to keep laughing. I hope I laugh tonight.
God. One interesting thing. So I really love that approach of just trying a bunch of different things and just like not being stuck to one certain like genre or type or stereotype. That's the approach that I try to do with a lot of the stuff that I make, right? Yeah. So as of super recent, I've been getting into making like shorts. So like TikTok, Reels, shorts, and things like that, because it's like new. It's very interesting, and it's like a different way of taking my content, right? Mm-hmm. It's just fun. It's like I just try it, like the podcast. Yeah, the podcast is a perfect example of something new that I've never done before that I wanted to try, And it's like, why not? One thing I would say to people interested in like just trying out new stuff is to think about compliments that people have given you before or that they have mentioned about you. So for example, every time like in meetings and stuff, everyone's always like, oh, you got a nice voice, like your podcast,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to do something with it. And I like commentary and stuff like that when I was in the Smash scene more, right? So that's one avenue, one thing you could look at is like, what do people already say or kind of think about you, and seeing if there's something worth there to check out or explore.
I never thought about that. I mean, it's like, it's kind of like it can steer you in a way that you haven't thought about. It's like, oh, man, you're just so funny. Oh, okay, maybe I'll start writing some comedy stuff or, you know, some reels like you were saying. Like, yeah.
Like little jokes and stuff here and there. Yeah. I'm interested to hear, so you said your writing process when you would like make music, one example was like, oh, it just come to you to kind of write it down, and then would you go back to things you've written down and then try to see, it's like, oh, I have this premise, now can I make it into like a verse, or like can I find it, like,
yeah,
how's
I
that
mean,
look like?
so like usually starts with the idea first. Like if I have the idea, it's just a matter of when things kind of wrap itself around, you know. And so like, let's say if it's music related, I just try to think of things within the context of like what I'm trying to say, or if I'm even saying anything at all. Maybe I'm just like just rapping, whatever.
Yeah. There's that one. What was that one song? You had one song where you're just like, I'm just gonna like braggadocio, like just.
Oh, like Chrono that I put out last year.
I think. Well, it was. I think before that, it was when you
Vexed.
had. Yes,
Vexed,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Yeah. That one was like.
That's still like. That's still like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's because it was a whole story about how that happened.
Okay.
And like, yeah, it's just, I just remember the story so vividly, and it just influences how I feel about that song.
Dang.
So
that's fun. That's fun. So you try to find, you kind of think of like, okay, what am I like? Am I gonna have like a theme, or like, am I gonna have a message that I'm trying to play around, kind of?
yeah,
like,
but I don't.
It's not even
take
that,
it too
like,
serious. You know
okay.
what I'm saying? I just, whatever, like if it's music related, it was whatever the beat tells me to do, and I'll flow a different way. I'll talk about a certain thing, and it's just the idea just comes to me. It's like whatever even the title of the beat, it can be like spark the idea of it. You know,
it's like, right. So there's like, let's take this beat somewhere, or just like playing the beat in your head. You're like, okay. Like what kind of emotions is it bringing up? You're like, oh, yeah, it's just kind of.
Yeah, I may go higher with my voice. I may try to do a different flow that I've never done before. So I just, whatever it tells me, and if I feel from it, and I just try to just go that direction. And it could just be any type of beat. It can be like a house beat. It can be a rugged hip hop Griselda beat. Like it's
some boom bap.
Yeah, like I can do it all. And so like, it's just a matter of whatever idea.
Like kind of go, yeah. Love that. Talk to me a little bit about your like films and stuff. So I remember, I think it was during the pandemic, you were coming. It was like you're like the TV show, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that concept. Tell me about how that process was, from like, you know, coming up with the ideas and stuff to filming and everything. Tell me about that. So
it's funny enough. The last time that I saw him, that we did this, I shot an episode the night before.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And it was the trust episode. So when it comes with that, originally it was not supposed to be like this TV show type thing. Honestly, I just needed a demo reel because I was like auditioning and acting and stuff. And I had auditioned for
Black Panther
movie.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. If they give me that bag, I'll do it for sure.
Hey, man.
But yeah, and I was auditioning for this movie called Outlaw Johnny Black. It's like the sequel to Black Dynamite.
Okay.
And so Michael Jai White, he put out this casting, and it was kind of like a voting type thing. So like, you upload the video and people in the community vote who they want to be in the
Kids' Choice
film.
Awards, yeah.
Basically, it really was like that. And like, before I even uploaded mine, people had like thousands of like likes. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting this.
Still,
but in the process of that, I saw that people had demo reels of like, you know, their range, right? And so after I did that, I was like, damn, I don't have a demo reel. But also I had these ideas and I was like, I have to make these ideas. So it kind of spiraled into, okay, I can package this into like a TV show,
a full project.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I didn't tell anybody that I was doing it. I didn't broadcast it. I literally, everybody that was involved with it, I hit them directly. And Rebecca and Ariel. Yeah, Rebecca and Ariel, the two cast members, like I didn't know them at all. Like I literally just reached out to them through Instagram. I was like, hey, like upcoming filmmaker, I'm doing this. I have this idea. Oh, and Quinn as well. I was like, yo, like I got this idea, like, would you like to be a part of it? I met up with them, told them my idea, and they were in love with it. So they was like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And so now, since I kind of laid it out there that I have the ability to do so, because I mean, I've always done these type of things, but not to the scale of which I did it for Something About Us, the TV show. And so now it's just more so based on like taking it even further production wise, having more and more people help out, because those videos were literally just me and Kunle. Like it was just, hey, like we'll be doing the lights, we'll be running the sound ourselves.
Right.
Like every little thing, a part like of making a video, we're just doing it ourselves. And so now it's just like to kind of alleviate a bit of that stress and things that you don't have to worry about while filming. It's like I'm gonna have more people involved, and even more people as far as like more actors involved, more actresses involved.
Right, to be able to tell kind of different stories, or at least have that, like have more people to tell something else, or yeah,
because initially when I was trying to do it, after it was all shot and done, I wanted to have a film screening, and I was gonna have people come out and stuff like that. But this was like in March that this was gonna, it was gonna be in April, and March had hit, and we were like, oh, okay, what's gonna be going on?
No like, rodeo. Yeah. If there's no rodeo, we can't do anything.
Exactly, and everybody was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's gonna be over." Yeah. This has been a long 2 or 3 weeks, and so I was supposed to have a film screening, and that didn't happen. But as far as like this newer season, I want to have like before I put it out, have a casting call for people, new people to come out and stuff like that. New people to come out and like have a film screening and really do it like how I wanted to do it the first time. That's
cool.
And so
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fun. Big fan of fun projects and hear about cool, interesting projects like that. You would for these different episodes, for this project, like you were writing out like the script, like okay, here's kind of what we're gonna do, or what was that like?
I would write it out. And then like whenever I would meet up with anybody that was a part of it, I would say, hey, before then I would tell them, hey, this is the idea what I'm doing. I would already have the script ready, and I'll just show them, and I'm like, okay. And then for the filming aspect, I'll do the storyboard, and I'll link up with Kunle and be like, hey, these are the angles that I want to shoot. This is like how I want to shoot it and stuff like that. And I trust him and his ability, so it's not. And I've been working with him for so long.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have that rapport.
Streamlined communication. It's just sometimes he'll do something that I'm not even thinking about, and vice versa.
You're like, love that. Yeah.
That's so cool. So yeah, it was fun, and I want to continue to have more fun with this, like shooting more like bigger locations, because I did during that summer I did shoot an episode with my friend Ed, and I may put that out at some point, but and I'm working on it with new writers and stuff like that. One of my friends is a comedian, and he wrote an episode.
Awesome.
So I'm kind of like just overseeing that and directing that. I'm gonna be directing the episode.
Dang, bro, it's like the Houston Spike Lee, bro. Come on.
Hey, man, if they want to give me that title, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. No, I think that's really cool, because you're basically putting yourself in the position where you can help people that were in your position, right? So maybe up and coming people who don't have a demo reel or something, you're giving them an opportunity to do that type of stuff.
Exactly. And like with everything that I do, I didn't have anyone to come in and be like, hey, try doing this, or give me more of the keys on how to do it. I literally had to figure it out myself. Even with like script writing, like I had to figure it out myself. Like I had to read a lot of scripts. I had to Google was definitely my friend. YouTube was definitely my friend, and just knowing how to structure a story, watching a lot of TV and stuff like that. Like now I have the ability to do, which I'm helping my friend do, is like develop these stories, you know?
No, that's awesome. Yeah, the storytelling is a big aspect that I didn't realize for a lot of media. So, for example, for YouTube, right? Like a lot of good YouTube videos need to have elements of a story, like some reason to watch. And it's just something about humans that like we just love stories. Like we just connect and we understand them better. And that's definitely something that through doing more and more YouTube, I've come to realize. Right? It's such like I never really realized how big of an impact that has.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah, being able to tell some interesting stories. I was on a film set. My only ever film experience ever.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so I can't talk about it too much because my friend that was filming and doing it, he still hasn't finished. I don't know how far along the editing is. It was supposed to be done before the end of the year. I don't know. Anyway, I can say that it was a horror movie that was shot at a ranch, like his girlfriend's ranch. There was like family's ranch, and it was pretty crazy. Like we pulled up and there's just like this horse the size of like the room, like it is gigantic. And then there's like another horse and 2 donkeys and then a bunch of cats everywhere. It was very on location. And so the filming took place over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like morning. But it was almost like we went to sleep for sure Friday night. And I don't think Saturday we did go to sleep. Like it was like filming the whole time basically. And it was intense. It was great.
How was that experience from you? Because I know you were in it and acting. Like how was that for you?
It was fun. It was interesting, right? Because I never really like acted like that. Or like ever, I guess. I never really act, but it was interesting just trying to like read out the lines. And then that process, I think what really got me was the process of filming something. It was like I'd never seen, I didn't know about the master shot and then these other shots that you fill in that shot with and redoing 50 takes of the same thing and then acting the lines and everything. So it was fun. I mean, it was definitely a unique experience. And there was one part where I was like, we did this one scene where I'm like yelling and we kept doing it over and over and over and over. And it was so funny. Well, it didn't hurt, but it was just so funny because I'm just like, I'm glad we're like in the middle of nowhere because it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like an hour away from Katy, like, in, no man's land over there. And it's just so funny because like thinking like, okay, like an acre that way, like what these neighbors are thinking of us just like, like screaming.
Like 8 p.m. at night.
Oh yeah. Like getting into it. Like I was like, bro, and then just redoing it over and over and over and over. But it was fun. It was interesting. It was very interesting. It was like a horror. So it's like that aspect of like, something's there. And
I think I saw, I don't know if you, I think you did.
It was like a little trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, look at him. Look at my boy acting.
It's whatever.
I'm gonna need you in the new season, man.
Bro, hey, I'll fill in, bro. I can be comedic relief. I could be Hispanic person. I could be angry boyfriend. Those are my 3. I'm good at those roles, apparently.
Look, hey, if you want to be, you could be all 3 of them.
There you go. Angry Dominican boyfriend. Yeah, no, it was interesting. I think it's going to be really cool whenever it comes out, whenever he releases it. We were supposed to do the, like you were saying, like a screening or like the show. We were going to do it here, but I need to hit him back up and see how that goes.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. The world needs to see that, man.
It's going to be good. Scary.
And like, how scary is it?
I don't know. I mean, it's like a thriller, scary.
Okay.
But the horror, which I can't talk too much about.
Don't
the
you have to.
horror, like the thing, is top notch.
Okay.
They did a good job with that one.
So was it like a whole production team?
It was the guy filming it who filmed, directed, and wrote the script, and then me, Cassie, and the person playing the thing. This is us 3 and then the animals, and then we had like some support, like 2 other friends that were like doing audio, and then other was just kind of like helping.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and then my other roommate actually was acting as like some small part of it. But it was like he had wanted to do, he's like a big film person. When Kunle was here, they actually like chopped it up a little bit about shooting videos and everything. And he's been wanting to do something like this for a long time. Like, he had told us about it. And
I'm glad
I guess
he finally did.
the stars finally aligned. So like, oh, we could have that thing and that place, and we could use it for the weekend and And so yeah, he made it happen. And it was like it was kind of grueling. Like, it get towards the tail end where it's like no sleep in the middle of the darkness on that property, bunch of spiders everywhere. Like, I was the designated move the stick and like hitting cobwebs person. Like,
yeah, because you were the tallest.
Yeah, so I'm in the front like spinning up spider webs and stuff and spiders. But we made it happen. It was one of those things. Like, it was a very unique experience. I'm happy to do it. It was fun. Very interesting.
I'm glad you did that.
But I was telling him, I see myself more as like Doug Jones. You know Doug Jones, the guy who plays the monsters. He's a very tall, lanky white person, plays all the monsters. He
back
did
in like the 60s.
No, back in like the nows. The Shape of Water. He was the fish monster.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen that movie.
He was some other thing. He just he's the guy who plays all the monsters.
Gotcha.
I always saw myself as more as like him, because I love doing like weird like body contortion, like weird sound effects. I'm like, she's agreeing. She's agreeing. They're agreeing because I just like being like the creepy thing. Like, I always saw myself as a monster person personally.
So we're gonna see your transformative thriller.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to have my debut as a monster. I think I'd kill it. I'm like confident that I'd kill it as a monster.
Okay, I may have to commission you for that, man.
Bro, if you need a monster, this goes out to anyone out there.
Look, hey, I'm trying
to be the young Doug Jones.
Hey, I'm gonna sign you up for that.
Someone Google that, make sure that's his name.
It's not his name.
I think it is.
I don't know. I was just joking.
100% is Doug Jones. Anyway. Very fun. Filming and stuff is cool. It kind of ruins shows for me and stuff, though.
It's Doug Jones.
I know. I'm right. Yeah. Well, he's a monster. Show. This guy. He's very...
Oh, yeah.
He does all the monsters.
Yeah.
Come on. Put some respect on his name, y'all.
Yeah.
Put some respect. Thanks for pulling that up. Good job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Good job. Production assistance. That's what you need. You need some production assistance.
I definitely need that. I'm gonna need them for when I start working on the new season.
There you go. It's gonna be like Atlanta, but we're just gonna make it Houston.
Bro, if we can do that, look, we can do that. We can do that. We need, because there's not much of an infrastructure for film here, and I realized as in getting into film how small the film community is, and it's funny how that's intertwined with like the music scene too. Cause like I did like an audition, my first like live audition about 2 months ago for this film that is filming in Houston, and it's by Gerardo Vasquez.
Okay.
And he put out a casting call for it, and the reason I know him because he's affiliated with some of my friends and like people that I know within the music.
So like
scene.
artists, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw because he was on a Netflix movie. He was the leading actor in a Netflix movie called Rich Kids. Yeah, it's called Rich Kids.
Cool.
Shout out to him though. But yeah, I auditioned. I didn't get the part, but it was a cool experience to like do like a live audition. I'd never done that before.
Oh, like just like hear the script and you got to do the.
Yeah, I had literally got the script the night before. I saw it at like 10 p.m. and like the audition was at like 3 or 4.
Yo.
And so like, and it was like 3 or 4 pages of this. Yeah, so I tried my best to memorize it, but I had to read off the paper too. But that was a cool experience.
That's very interesting.
Because it was him, the producer, and I guess like the assistant director. And yeah, just went up there. It was cool.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting about your thoughts on like the film scene and stuff. I could see how it could have overlap with like those creative types.
Yeah,
those creative types.
Yeah, because a lot of people have found out too that in the film they also do music to some capacity. You know? Yeah,
I mean a lot of films gotta have some kind of score and like some video.
Exactly. So a lot of them do the score for it, and it just. But the thing is too is that like it's so small, at least seemingly small, that like there's no like big like production companies here, you know, that's willing and able to fund these projects.
Like smaller kind of project, like local, kind of like grassroots kind of projects. That's interesting. I remember, I forget if it was on LinkedIn or somewhere, that they were trying to promote Houston as this like destination place for like movies because there's so much like diversity and kind of like the landscape around here. So they're like, oh, we have like bayous, and then we have like some stuff, just like different areas of Houston that they could be potentially good for filming.
They can do it. It's just they can do it. It's just like I said. It's just that there's not much infrastructure on the film side here, seemingly here. Because I mean, it wouldn't be a thing. That's why a lot of these filmmakers are crowdfunding. Sure. Because there's like not much grants that are given out. Like I want to say in 2020 actually, I auditioned for this other film, and
then you coughed and they didn't give it to you.
Man,
fumble the bag.
I coughed during the Zoom call, and I didn't get it.
Bro.
I didn't get it. But I auditioned for it, and they hit me up. They're like, yeah, like you were great and everything, but now it's like we get to the point where we don't even have the budget to even make it. So
that's horrible. That sucks.
Exactly. And so like you have a lot of those, and like now you're not seeing an idea of that could have possibly, taken off to kind of showcase Houston in a way.
Right. You're saying that it's a shame because that could have helped at least start the ball rolling and people recognizing Houston as a potential, like a destination for that type of film or films.
Yeah, there's no film festivals here. It's only in Austin. And it's just like...
And man, I'm tired of Austin getting all this credit and stuff. Houston's way cooler.
I mean, I agree. But...
It's Austin in this house.
No, I like Austin, but it's just like...
I'm a hater.
You don't like Austin?
I'm just a hater. If it's not Houston, I mean, it comes very naturally.
So you don't like anywhere else but Houston? But you're not even from here originally.
I know. I like New Jersey.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even from here originally.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm very... Hating comes naturally to me, and it doesn't seem like you wouldn't think that, but I love just like...
What's some other stuff you hate?
I just love putting stuff down, bro. I don't know. But I'm a very supportive person. Yeah. I love it. I just love like quick jabs, like being able to just kind of like humble things.
Come on, what's something else you hate?
I had made one episode of a series I was going to call Marz Attacks. Right.
Okay.
So it was going to be, it's a playoff, the Marz Attacks movie and the card game or the trading cards. And it was going to be me attacking these different topics. The first one, the only one I ever did was about horoscopes, right? So like horoscopes, astrology, all that stuff.
I have an episode on that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, keep going though.
Yeah. No. So it's about that. And it was going to be like my version of making jokes and poking fun at different things that people like, right? Or not even just like, but like stereo or controversial-ish topics, or just things to just kind of like poke fun at, right? Mm-hmm. Like find some humor in. And it's so interesting because after making this last short that I did because of the little dating series or whatever that I'm starting, the last one, I started finding my like groove of like writing jokes and like writing out the script, and like I could throw a joke in here, I could throw a thing in here. And I was like, man, this is the format that Marz Attacks should be. Or like going forward, I'm going to make it that format of like 1 minute, super dense, just the best jokes that I can come and write about this topic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finna do.
Nah, look, y'all heard it here first. He gave y'all exclusive.
Marz Attacks. We're bringing it back. I'm going to bring everything back. Everything's coming back. 2022, we're back.
We got the podcast. We got the Marz Attacks. We got the dating stuff on TikTok.
We're going to do everything.
The dating advice, like... In 2022.
Just for fun. Hey, man, see, but it's like perfect, right? It's like now people probably actually going. We're outside, like we're going outside, like it'd be cool. That's something that I always wanted to do for a while, for like dating and stuff. I had actually written, so a lot of the material for that comes from me writing for. It was writing for a like popular like streamer person I know because we were gonna see about doing a product about it, like a ebook or like a series or something. And so they asked me to help because I like they just reached out because they knew that I kind of like talking about those topics. And
you had did a stream with them one time, right? You were talking about relationships and stuff, right?
I had done I don't know
if that's the same person or not.
This is no. Well, I was on so. Sorry, it's like 50 different topics.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
For my friend, it was for my friend, the big streamer friend of mine, Amaranth, right? It was going to be a thing with her where I had written down like basically the skeleton or the outline for what would have been like an ebook or like some kind of video series or something that eventually we would have gone to sell, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had already kind of had written all this stuff out. And then it just kind of like, it was going to be like sometime after the pen, like not like last year-ish, but it just never like fizzled out. I was like, whatever. Because like she's like super busy with like 50 other projects. So I was like, okay, it's a shame that I've written all this stuff down. So I'm like, okay, I can take this content, stuff that I really liked anyway, and then do something with it, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just start this like series or whatever. And it's fun because for me, it's such an interesting topic, like dating, right? Because you think dating, and a lot of guys, they go to, who's this guy to tell me about dating? There's a couple things that guys are very adamant and proud about, whether they can fight, dating, and something else. You know, the stereotypical, yeah, sure. Stereotypical stuff that guys are like,
who can lift more?
Yeah, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that, and just the fact it's like dating, it's like, it's kind of like this weird gray area. It can easily get into this weird gray area of like, oh, like, are you just like gonna have like pickup lines and like all that whole area, right?
Yeah.
But I see it like this, right? And this is my whole manifesto. This is my manifesto. This is my manifesto.
I'm listening.
Dating, much like everything else, I believe is like a skill. At least if you break it down, it's just conversational skills and like emotional, mental, those types of skills, or, you know, having that acuity. And that means that you can get better at it. You can get better at dating. You can get better at having conversations with people and living a life that's more interesting, or, you know, stuff like that, right? So that's how I view it. And part of the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I look at people nowadays. There's like a big meme online, like forever alone, or incels. Incels like the really big one, where it's like these people, they call themselves involuntary celibates, where they're like, I can't get like a girlfriend or anything, but it's the world's fault that I can't. I'm involuntarily celibate because it's all these outside external factors are the reason why I can't like get a date or get anything. And I'm like, I really feel for them, because I'm like, okay, I consider myself like a late-ish bloomer. Like I didn't have amazing dating anything throughout middle school, high school, or anything until maybe college-ish, right? Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, that could have easily been me. Like I could have easily, like, I feel for them, right? Because it's kind of also in some ways maybe frowned upon, or maybe it's like, it's kind of how I was saying earlier, it's like someone trying to better themselves in this way, like for dating and stuff, can come across like people are like, oh, like, look at this guy, like this guy's, you know, whatever, like backlash or stuff like that. So I just think about, okay, there's a good way of doing it. Like if you tell people, this is how you have like healthy, normal, like conversations and relationships, and how you treat someone nice, and like that's a win-win for everyone, right? Because it's a win for the guys because then they're having more meaningful relationships, or maybe a relationship and they never had one. And it's a win-win for the women who are having these guys who are now like being more conscious about how they put themselves out in the world, right? So it's like a win-win all around.
No, I definitely do agree with you that like dating can be looked at as a skill. It's like, it's a conversational thing. It's knowing how to read when someone is talking and kind of pick it apart and maybe expound on that in a different way, rather than just leaving the conversation flat. You're just looking at each other like, all right, what do we talk about next? Right. And that's kind of something that you brought up. Like, don't go into a date thinking it's an interview, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just like boring. Yeah, I mean, it's like boring conversation is the way you present. And then a lot of those skills translate outside of just dating.
Jobs, friends, like family. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So that's my whole thing. And it's been fun. It's just like something that I had in the back of my mind of like, oh, like, it's like a fleeting thought of like, oh, you know, this content's not super, like, it's kind of like, maybe not weird, but it's like interesting / kind of weird. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. Like, you know, but in my head, I was like, I'm not going to let it stop me. Like, that's the big thing that people are going to hear from this podcast is like, I didn't let it stop me. In fact, I was just kind of like, let's just do it and see. And then I'll be on to some other series. I'll do like a content series or a online business series, or just whatever, you know.
I like the fact that in all of your series and everything that you do, your name is a part of everything. I try. No, that's really cool.
I try.
It's really cool. It's funny.
Especially for the podcast and for Marz Attacks, like I try. Yeah. It's a skill. I'm actually working with a designer now to overhaul all my main branding, my logo, because I've had it for a long time. My good friend made it for me, And it's just time for upgrade, the new and new, you know. And he's been doing some good stuff, so I'm excited for that.
You starting off 2022 strong, huh?
You know, Langston, breakups will do that to you, man.
Oh man,
breakups will do that to you.
Is that the thing?
It's not the. It's not like the thing.
It's like
thing.
when you break up, now it's like, all right, now I got to put on my super armor and
It's
try to
not
do
the
things.
thing, but it's like
The motivational thing.
it's not the thing, but it's like I have a lot of time now. Yeah. You know, takes a long sip of my empty coffee.
But I mean, are you doing okay mentally and emotionally?
We're getting to that part of the conversation.
Gotcha.
We're getting to that part.
Let's get
into it. No, I'm doing fine. It's not. It's difficult because it was such a great relationship. Right?
Yeah.
That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it hard. It's like paradoxically, if it was a bad relationship, then in some ways it'd probably be easier to be like, but it wasn't.
Sure.
So it's very difficult to just not, you know. But I think, you know.
But all of that to say, I really like the fact that you're like, all right, I'm busting through this gate right now, and I'm just going to do everything, and I'm going to have fun doing it. So that's the thing.
There's something to say about healthy coping and not healthy coping. Because one could say maybe I'm just like not sitting down with myself. I'm just kind of like doing all this stuff to stay busy. That's a perfectly fair way to look at it. I think I'm very grateful that I have a lot of friends and family and support that just kind of like, you know, hey, you know, if I want to talk about it or anything
Sure.
So I'm very grateful for a lot of them. But it's one of those things. It's like life moves on. You know, you're gonna have to go. You know, you can't just not do whatever about it. Like it's gonna keep. You gotta keep the ball going.
You can't sit back and ruminate.
Too much.
Yeah, too much to where it's like debilitating.
Process. Yeah, exactly. You gotta kind of like healthily process it. Take however much time it needs, and then blah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have a lot of time, so now I spend. You saw my tweets about therapy, bro?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see my tweets about therapy?
No. I missed out. On the therapy thing.
All last week. Every day almost, I did one tweet. It was like a stupid joke about therapy. It was like, guys would rather spend $200 on streaming equipment than go to therapy. Guys would rather start a podcast than go to therapy. Guys would rather... pull them up. There's some bangers. At least, you know, 5 likes for me is a banger. So.
Hey, that's a banger, man.
That's a banger for me.
You get over 3, that's how you know, like... That's how you know you in the club.
Killing the game. It was like, yeah. The big one was guys would rather start a podcast and go to therapy. That one was fun. Tweet about Pete Davidson. That guy's going off too much.
Hey man, he's winning.
Yeah, he is. Guys would rather take up stand-up than go to therapy. The very last one.
So you basically just shooting yourself.
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on. And then the last one was guys would rather tweet about therapy than go to therapy. That is true. But it's because that's one of the things. I don't know. Have you ever done therapy?
Not me personally, but I was going maybe about 5 years ago. Like I was going with my mom to therapy, but I never went individually.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm recognizing now is like, you know, therapy might be good. It's just like I've always wanted to do it just kind of for fun. I'm like, oh, this could be cool. This could be cool. That's how I approach life with mental health stuff. This could be cool.
Hey, look, you never know, because like the thing about therapy is like you're talking to someone that's non-biased to what you have going on. Mm-hmm. So like you are rest assured that anything you say in that room is not leaving that room.
Right.
And so it's good to kind of just dump that information and also like have someone to help you guide you,
like wade you through that emotion.
Exactly. So, I mean, even when you're feeling great, you know, like life is going great, it's still good to go. Or if it's bad, it's still good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Those tweets are definitely. Someone was like, "Hey, you know, you've been tweeting a lot about therapy. Like, is everything like you whatever?" And I'm like, I know. I was like, it's like I'm being facetious, but it's like I do recognize that it's important, and part of it was because I'm poking fun at the fact that like this is something that I wanted to look into. I should look into. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun.
So you think
That's how
you'll
I
go at
process.
some point?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was looking because I started a new job recently. So I was like, oh, okay. Now with my like health plan, now it's something I could actually like look into doing or seeing. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go together. Let's go.
We'll be
let's in the same
we'll
session.
be therapy buddies.
Let's sit. We're in the same
Bro,
session.
Shit, you'll hold me close and tight. It's like I
do that.
Sometimes life is just No, I don't want to make too much fun of it. It's good. It's good. Okay. What were we talking about before that?
We're talking
how to
about
deal with
your
emotions.
relationship.
Emotions are hard, bro. Do you think you are a mentally or like emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, not to
like intelligent, I guess, maybe.
not to brag or anything, but I think I'm the person around me the most with the highest emotional IQ. Mm-hmm. And I just process things differently.
Okay.
I'm very logical.
You might actually process things.
Yeah, like if it's like I don't typically get angry at a lot of things. Like if I do, it's very, very like then and there. Like it's like within like 5 seconds. Like for example, about 2 weeks ago, so my girlfriend's apartments, their parking is trash, and so I parked my car in a new spot, and my car got towed.
Oof.
And so she was like, "Hey, did you park your car over there?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, your car's not there." So I got mad because the reason why I even parked there is because the security guy, maybe a week before that, he was like, "Yeah, you good. You can park there." I'm like, "There's no visiting parking sign there." He's like, "Nah, man, you good." So I was mad at him. I was mad at him. I was mad at the situation. You were good, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just like, what can I do? I still have to go get my car.
Go get your car.
I could be mad about it, but that's not gonna help anything. But some people may take that as like, oh, you're not fully expressing yourself, and I'm like, I am, but it's brief, and I catch myself, and I realize that like, hey, this could be a lot worse. It could have got broken into, and my car got, towed and stuff like that. A lot could have happened. So it's just like, all right, I have the money. I just gotta go get it. That's the L I gotta take.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
so you think in that way you can kind of catch yourself, or at least kind of look back at yourself and say, okay, I'm feeling mad now. Like I'm feeling angry.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, like I'm mad. And then but I catch myself. I'd be like, okay, what's the best course of action?
How we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Because I can sulk and be mad the whole rest of the day. I can let this dictate my day. But, like, what else I'm going to do?
I feel that.
And also, I work in an environment where I have to quickly process my emotions because I work in mental health. And so, like, I've been called any and everything under the sun. I got people that try to harm me daily, and so it's just like
You've grown the skill.
I've grown the skill of like repressing, not say repressing because that's
a whole
healthy,
thing,
but it's like more so gauging my emotions and like dealing with them right then and there, so
I love it. Fascinating. Yeah, I've been in similar situations, and I think at the peak of me being like mentally and emotionally kind of all there, I remember there was a funny situation. I was downtown at this event with some friends of mine or whatever, and my car did get broken into. Like they broke the window because I parked on like the street or whatever. They broke the window, took my backpack, blah 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 blah, and I was just like, oh no, whatever. Like, I'm gonna like flag down some cops, call the cops, blah, 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 figure it out and go from there. And the two people that were with me, they're like, you're like remarkably chill right now for what's happening. And I'm just like,
yeah,
what am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do? It's already gone.
Yeah. I can't do much about it. So that was interesting. That was one time they like remarked, they're like, wow, like you didn't. I think my problem less maybe the emotions of the moment, but more so just like recognizing my own emotions. Yeah. Like different feelings and emotions. Yeah. I think I'm bad at that.
I mean, I think that just comes down to just validating how you feeling. If that makes sense. So like, let's say something happens that make you sad. You know, being present in the moment and really sitting with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to distract yourself or try to do something else. You know, it's like really dealing with it. I don't know if you do that enough.
It's a great exercise that I should try.
Yeah. Don't let that dictate your day, though.
This is good. Nah, yeah. We'll keep the podcast going. That's good.
We're at an hour right now.
We'll go for another 5.
Let's get it.
But that's interesting. Yeah. One thing, I don't know, man. For a common theme, let's get into it.
Let's go.
A common theme I've seen in some of the relationships I've had is that like that emotional connection is difficult for me. Getting that like deep emotional, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to walk away from this conversation you thinking all like a bunch of questions about like people in your life.
Sure.
But what I was gonna ask you is that do you feel like when you were younger, do you feel like your feelings were validated? Because that can be a stem of being kind of emotionally distant.
That's interesting. That's something I'll sit with. I think growing up, I was kind of like one of those like latchkey kids, kind of like the kids like parents at work. Yeah. It was just like they're at the apartment, you know, like just playing Pokemon.
And you were there by yourself
for a lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And so, like, in those moments, did you process your emotion to the best of your ability?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you don't have to answer that.
No, I know. That's why I'm. Yeah,
yeah.
That's why I'm thinking, gazing, rubbing beard.
But the thing is too is that like the really good thing is that you recognize that is something that you can work on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
it's hard to figure that out in the midst of a relationship.
Sure,
you know? It's like it's the emotional work that you're doing while also trying to give and love and support the person that you're with. It's hard to kind of do that. Right. You have to find avenues to be able to do that. Yeah, and you know what helps with that? Therapy.
It's turned into a plug, bruh.
I'm not trying to plug. I can't plug therapy. I haven't been at least for myself.
I know you're 100% right. You're 100% right. That's something that I try to think about, and something I'm gonna like not dwell on, but like think very heavily in whatever future anything. Like I'm not trying to think about it too much now because it's like it's too. You know,
for sure.
But that's definitely something that's like looking. It's like, okay, where have I been lacking, or what part of me, or where can I better improve on or work on, or things that I've like noticed are things to work on. Right.
Man, it's with just any relationship, man. Like even platonic relationship, even with family, like it's continuous. If you look at it as like a continuous line of just growth.
Right, because no one gets to a point where like I am fully great. This is great. It's like no.
But you see, but I'm not even then. Like I say all of this stuff, and I'm not perfect as well. Like I'm in a relationship, and there's certain things I have to catch myself. I'm like, oh, like I'm just so used to not being with someone that in ways I kind of neglect that person, and I don't try to do it, you know.
But it's just a matter of
it happens. So it's like. But it's recognizing that and trying to rectify that and showing effort into trying to. Yeah. The key part is showing effort.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like catching yourself if stuff gets brought up, doing something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you don't, then that just builds and builds. And then you get to that point where you get into an argument about the silliest thing, but it wasn't even really about that. It was about the other stuff you did.
Sure. It's about 2 weeks ago when I showed you my macaroni painting and you said it's mid. I feel you.
It's all of that put together, man.
I feel that. You know, something I do. I always make jokes when stuff starts getting heavy and serious about emotions. That's my fallback, bro.
That's another way that like I process things. I look at it as healthy because I get enjoyment out of it, but maybe someone else may not look at it.
Sure.
Because I laugh at the most unorthodox things.
Sure.
And maybe sometimes to a fault, I guess. Like things happen in movies, I laugh. Like that's not even funny. Like watching TV shows. Like we were watching Squid Game, and I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm trying to remember what scene it was. Oh, it's when spoiler alert.
Wow, you're gonna spoil Squid Game? That's $1 billion gajillion Netflix.
If you haven't watched,
I'm trying to get that Netflix bag, bro. You can't. No.
If you haven't watched it by now, that's your fault. No. But yeah, there was a scene where what's the guy with the glasses? Who's like the antagonist?
Sang-woo. I think so.
He betrayed the guy that was from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And that shit was so funny to me. And like my girlfriend was like, "Yo, like why are you laughing?"
That's so messed up. Yeah.
I was just like, "Yo, like I wasn't expecting him to get betrayed like that." And it's just like, "Damn, that was rough. Up.
That was rough.
Yeah,
that's just me. Yeah, that's fine. You can hear more about relationships and dating topics on the other podcast.
Yes, and
Men Are From Mars and TikTok, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to hit those podcasts. I want to do more of those because it's fun. Just like I call those my chisme podcasts. Those are just my like the girls having a drink talking shit about men podcast. Like that's the vibe I'm going for.
Just
like
fun, funny. Man. That's funny.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and it helps me get a better perspective, like a lady perspective on dating, things that are missing out, and then it's supposed to just be beneficial for everyone involved. It's kind of like my whole stance on like dating and everything. It's like it's fun.
And one thing too, like that with not only just with dating, but like the emotional intelligence part of things is like asking the women in my life like about certain things, like you know how just using that. Not like using them, but like using the information I get, their feedback, their perspective to help myself become a better man. Yeah, you know.
I find myself trying to do that to make sure that I'm not like missing something in certain aspects, you know. But it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying. That's an important perspective, and maybe not a lot of people can get. So that's kind of like I'm like, okay, let's have friends of mine on, and we'll shoot it.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun. Plugging my other podcasts. All this stuff coming to you.
It's coming soon.
But yeah. So besides that, content and stuff. I really like content. So bringing back all these in the different series is a fun way for me to kind of just express myself. I think it's a fun expression thing. We were talking about this earlier off air where we were like, oh, you know, these different series and these different things that we have going on is just fun for us because it's like without this, I don't know. I'd just be playing.
I don't know what I would be doing.
WoW, League of Legends. I don't know. I don't even watch Netflix crazy that much. So,
what draws you into WoW and LOL? That's
WoW.
funny. That's funny catch for like you know like it sounds
WoW
like,
and LOL.
What is it? Onomatopoeia?
Yeah, the acronym or whatever.
Yeah.
No. Well, so here's a fun story. During COVID, like during 2020. A lot of my friends were just online, like we're just kind of gaming together. And I actually made a lot of friends during the pandemic than like beforehand because I had met this amazing group of people on Discord, like a bunch of homies that were homies of a friend of mine, like of a good friend of mine. So I was playing with these friends and like making new friends and all this completely online through the games and stuff that we were playing on Discord.
Yeah.
So that was like a really fun, interesting, cool things just through us playing WoW and like leveling up together and going through that whole stuff together. It's just really fun. It's like make amazing like memories and stuff just from people online. And I'm just super grateful because, you know, a lot of people, they were really isolated for like a lot of it, right? They weren't able to go out and maybe they don't have friends like that online, but I just, you know, I lucked out because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. And so it was fun when I went to go visit New York, New Jersey the last 2 times. Like last year I went twice to go visit people or family. And I got to see people that I had only known off of like Discord that we had met during the pandemic that we were like
that's
good
cool
friends
that you were
with.
able
Right?
to like link up.
Yeah. So that was super awesome. Like people I had like talked to for months and played games with and everything. And then I finally actually got to see them the both times that I went. So that's really awesome.
Because it's Kelby out there, right?
Kelby, yeah.
Yeah, he's out there, right?
Yeah. That's so he's my like family friend, cousin. And so it was a bunch of his friends from college. And that's where like the people that I hang out, like to this day, I mean, like we're all playing games like every night, like just in Discord stuff. So super awesome, super fun. Yeah, Cubby was my chauffeur when I was out there.
I saw you were eating pizza and stuff like that. Explain it.
Talk
about your experience about
so much pizza. Because the first time I went, I was like, I'm gonna eat so much pizza, it's gonna go crazy. We ate pizza like twice.
What was the best place though?
When I went there this last time around, I think the best place, no BS, was just some not random one, but like one that we had went to when he just finished picking me up. The second time I went, he just picked me up, and we were trying to go to places that were open that we could go to real quick. And we found one. We saw one that was like, I think it was on a list of like pizza spots, and I had just kind of started. I was like, okay, let's just go here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I've never been there. We'll try it. It's not too far. We go there, get a slice. We're like reviewing it. He's like, he's like, the presentation's all right, because he's from there. That's all he does is eat fucking pizza. And I was like, okay, let's try it. We take a bite, and we're like, yo, this pizza's pretty good.
What made it good though?
It was just like, it was crispy and crunchy. The cheese and the like pepperonis and the sauce and everything was nice. Like it was just all there. Like it was all there. The grease was right. Like it was just hit right.
On the topic of pizza. Anyone watching this,
here we go.
I'm sorry about this opinion.
Here we go.
Actually, I'm not sorry. That's how I feel. Deep dish pizza is mid.
Dang.
So I went to Chicago.
Crying right now.
And we went to, I can't remember the name of the place. That's how much I didn't like the pizza.
Wow.
But I was like, yo, this is basically lasagna with crust.
Oh, no.
That's what it was.
God.
It's like a thick slice.
It's like pizza pie, literally.
Literally. And I was just like, I mean, it's cool.
So underwhelmed.
But like everybody be like dying over it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, nah. I hadn't tried it. I'm not like crazy looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'll take my flat pizza, crispy.
What's your pizza spot in Houston?
That's a good question. I think I feel like my favorite is just Frank's. Like I just go to Frank's all the time.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
It's just Frank's. I mean, there's like one like mom and pop spot here in Katy called like Rosa's. That's apparently like fairly.
Like Dalmatian?
Yeah.
That
one's like fairly kind of like authentic. I had it's all right. Brothers Pizza and Highway 6, like that's like the other one that I kind of saw high up there. It's
How
nice.
do you feel about pepperonis? That's my favorite spot.
I don't think I went to that one.
It's right there across from the burger joint. Off Yale?
I have to try it.
Okay.
I have to try it. It's not by Westheimer and stuff, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's like right over there.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Am I bugging?
Am I bugging? It's like I see it in my head.
They whispered Montrose.
It's in Montrose. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, it's in Montrose. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try it. I'll try it.
I get the meat lovers because that's my favorite. So
well, I'm making everyone hungry. Good. Nah, yeah, that was fun. So that was like a side thing. It's because I'm trying to do like vlogs and stuff while I'm out and about. It's fun. It's fun. It's just nice. It's fun. I don't know. I'm trying to go to different. So you saw. I don't know if you saw. I was doing at conventions. I was doing like interviews and stuff.
I did see that.
Yeah. So
how are those conventions when it comes to like no? Well, how is like when you go to like the tournaments for like Smash and stuff? Like how is that for you?
Just like when I used to go to like
as a spectator and also as like a person like vlogging and interviewing people and stuff like that
at the conventions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean okay? No, I see what you're saying because I was at some. I went to a Smash tournament on 2 different occasions that my friend Banjo hosted, managed, ran, and he did a good job. Yeah, no, those are fun. Like Joe's big old Smash tournaments and stuff. Yeah, I could talk about. They're fun. It's just usually it's just people kind of like I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna get in bracket. I'm gonna do however well I do in bracket, and then I'll just hang out and watch the rest of the tournament or whatever, right? I wanted to go because I'm there more as helping with the tournament organization side, this TOing side,
Gotcha.
As far as getting people signed in, helping up with setup and everything, and helping Banjo, who's kind of running everything, overseeing everything, right? And I love doing that type of like live event organization stuff because it's I mean, it's just fun. It's like live event. It's like literally like live event, like organizing and everything. And that's fun. Filming it and stuff was something like kind of different and new that I wanted to try. Like just taking photography of the venue, filming some content for it so that we can kind of show off, because it was a cool, interesting thing, because it was the first big like 60 player plus type tournament that we had done here in Houston, like at that point in the pandemic or whatever. So it was a big, cool thing. And I was happy to help out my friend. And it was fun. It was nice. A nice little video. Fun little interviews and stuff. The interesting thing was what I had realized is if I take pictures of people there at the venue and then I drop a Google link to all the pictures and stuff, and then I share it on social media, everyone who's there seeing it shares it or puts it around.
Get your name out there.
Right. And so one thing I was saying that I need to do a better job of is doing the same, apply that to anime conventions. Because if I go to anime conventions, I'm like, oh, hey, can I take a picture? And then
there's even a bigger audience for that too.
Well, sure, because everyone wants a picture of them if they're at an anime convention dressed up. Like, yeah, I want a picture of that. And so that's something I had to like explore and think and try. But it's an interesting balance, because usually with these anime conventions, I've been just there as like a person there. Like, oh, I'm having fun. Yeah, let's do it. Or maybe on like my phone, like, oh, I'm at an anime convention. Now it's like figuring out how to do these interviews, working up the courage to talk to people, because that was really difficult for me in general. Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I'm getting better at it. The last anime convention, I did a good job, because I basically, the way I got over that kind of fear of like trying to talk to people and stuff was just start early, small kind of and then just people thankfully were like asking me, oh, do you want to film or get a picture? And
or
so
you just like too much in your own head of like,
it's hard, man. I don't know. This is something I talk about all the time, but like it was hard for me. It's still kind of hard for me to like go up to people and say, hey, can I take your picture? And I've been going to anime conventions for like 5, 6, 7, whatever long years. Yeah. It's just hard for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me.
I still haven't been.
Takes a long sip of coffee. I don't know.
I need to go to one day.
They're fun, bro. There's big one is in end of July around my birthday. George R. Brown. Tickets are like, I think they're in like the 70s now, but it's like a 4-day convention type deal. So get your money's worth. It's good. It's fun. There's smaller ones too, and I recommend everyone go check it out. It's fun. Muy fun.
No, definitely. I got to pull up one day for sure.
They're fun. That's why I tell people. I think a lot of people say that. And I'm just like, man, I'm just going to get to the point where I'm just going to like buy one for someone, like do a giveaway. Like, here's a ticket, y'all. I'll figure something out for like a giveaway. I'm trying to have a lot of friends of mine from New Jersey, like I had mentioned, come out for that convention because it's my birthday weekend. That'd be fun.
That's
so
nice.
Y'all in Houston.
Birthday weekend.
It's going down. It's going down is the plan. We'll see. Yeah, man. Anime convention is cool. The filming, so going back to the filming and interviewing stuff, it's getting better and easier. It's gonna be interesting this year because I'm trying to do conventions that I hadn't done before that are in different states. Right. So like Anime NYC that I had done here in New York, the famous Omicron convention, because that's that was when Omicron was first, whatever. I don't know if it was like the first case in the United States, but it was first three. And I was there. I didn't get it though, because I'm built different.
You built different.
It's going to be interesting because it's like, how am I going to film myself interviewing and interviewing? So it's like, I'm going to have to like fly someone out there, like put them on payroll or see if people there, local, something. It's just another thing I'm going to have to figure out, and we'll persevere.
But the fact that you're even doing it is
fun.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I give you a lot of kudos for that, man. It is hard interviewing people though, especially if you don't really know them. Especially but you have the communication skill. Be like, okay, or you're dressed like Naruto. Like, what is your favorite episode? Or
right? Like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of prep. Like, I prep some questions and I do it, and thankfully everyone in the community is super nice. Like, no one's gonna be like, nah, go away. They're gonna be super happy to do it, and it's kind of just getting over myself of like just asking them. But yeah, no, dude, come on. I'm a big I'm a big narcissist, bro. I can get on camera in front of anyone, present anything. That's the thing. I've never been afraid of like public speaking or anything. Like I really haven't. Like that. For me, I'm just like, I could do it. Like I like public speaking class. Speech was fun.
I never took speech. But I remember in college having to present in front of my class, and it was like 300 something people.
How was that?
It was cool.
You just rocked it like a concert.
Nah, actually, I was just like, damn, it's a lot of people. All right. I said I have to do this assignment, which I don't agree with the school system making that a requirement.
Tell them. Wait, like speech and stuff, or
public speaking.
You bugging.
I feel like it's a important skill. It's an important skill, but it's not a skill that everybody utilizes. You see what I'm saying? Like how often are you in front of 100 people? How often are you in front of 50 people?
I see where I'm validating your emotions and concerns, which is a skill I had to learn. I would simply suggest or say that at least in my work where I have to present to clients all the time,
that's true. Like
presentations, lead meetings with clients and big companies and blah, 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 blah. That skill of being able to present is helpful / I use it every day, but not everyone has the same job as me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not taking away the aspect of it. That's why I said it's like it's an important skill to have, but it's just like we have to take a step back at it. It's like, yo, like how often are you even doing this?
I would argue. So let's both find a common enemy. I agree that there's some things that people have to learn that's useless. Instead of that, I would say that I had to take astronomy. And I don't know how much it matters in my day-to-day life to know that the sun is 10 AUs away from Earth. I think it's 1 AU. Is it 1 or 10 AUs?
See, did you really learn anything?
Hey, man, I know Mars is 1.5 smaller than Earth.
All I remember was the moon phases. That's all I remember.
That's like I don't even remember that.
Waxing moon, waning.
Don't get me started.
That's all I remember. Right. But I agree with you.
That's the first thing I forgot.
A lot of those classes, when it comes to...
It's the size of the sun. My man. I need my podcast research people.
They're looking it up right now, man.
Look up 1 astronomical unit. We're going to get this down for everyone. Anyway.
But yeah, like a lot of classes that we take, especially like in high school and stuff like that, I don't feel like it's important, you know?
Earth to the sun. That's what I said.
He did say that. Well, people will fact check it when they go back and look at the video.
I don't care. I'm always right. It's my podcast.
It is your podcast, so it's like you're always right.
Anyway, I agree. I don't know. Some of those credits are bugging. Some of those credits, I'm like, yo, can we not? Like, for a lot of people, their major didn't get interesting until like junior year when you're in like the kind of deeper, higher level parts of your major.
That was me.
That's how I felt for me. It's like, come on.
Like you wasted 2 years.
Yo, come on.
Learning
Why'd I have to
tricks at parties? Like, hey, like,
come on.
Did you know about the distance from the sun?
Yo, chill. It's like, why y'all have to make me fail calculus once and take it again just for me to not have to ever use math in my day to day? I use PowerPoint. Teach me PowerPoint.
I don't use any math at work at all. Actually, the only time I use math is counting how many patients we have.
Devil's advocate. I think math was important because it taught you how to learn. Like it taught you how to learn something that's like abstract. So for example, if you didn't know algebra before, but learning how to do that stuff teaches you how to like learn something new.
So why do I need to know the diameter of a circle? If I'm not
you don't
anything.
But if you learn how to do it, it's like problem solving. Like it's literally just teaching you problem solving.
But you do that in any other class you take. Literally,
but it's
a
like
part of English.
But it's like, a
part of English is critical thinking. That's what OERs are. You have to read the story and describe what the question.
Thinking, yeah, I guess because I took computer science classes in high school, and that I really respect and understand because it was like math without math. It was like math and doing things in a math way without math because it's problem solving in that same sense, right?
Yep.
So I guess everyone just take computer science and English.
I mean, I took computer science as well.
That's good. I love computer science.
I was just talking about this yesterday. I loved it, but at the same time, I take a lot of fault. I mean, I passed the class and everything. I take a lot of fault in not me really applying myself in that class because initially I wanted to be a software engineer.
Okay.
And so I took computer science and I took psychology at the same time, both AP. But the problem with that was there was only 4 black kids in my class, myself included. And I sat next to the other 2. And we all 3 of us were just like laughing, giggling, not paying attention. And a day's worth of material was like 3 days of material, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so like we were falling behind, and then I was just...
You weren't super applied, like you weren't really taking it all in.
Yeah. And that's why I was talking to Kunle about it yesterday. I was like, one thing I always would say, especially for a lot of people that are younger, and it's like, I don't know what to do. Like as far as like a career field, I always say either go to IT or go into nursing. We're always going to do nursing. And like with nursing, it's like the ceiling is so high. You know, right now, due to COVID, like some nurses are making $120 an hour.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. Like $10,000 a week, and it's just like, like
people are always gonna need nurses, like you said. Yeah, I get it. That's interesting. I would tell young people as well, just try a lot of everything.
Well, that too.
Try a lot of everything.
Try a lot of everything. See what you like and what you don't like. But I guess more so. Lean towards STEM and kind of that stuff. Well, I guess lean towards it if it's end all be all type situation.
Okay.
Right? Like you have no other way. And the barriers of entry for those are really to a degree. Because I mean, you can get into IT with no degree.
Right.
You start off at the bottom, but you can.
Right.
You can.
And there are other things like coding boot camps and stuff for people to get started.
Which I'm actually in a boot camp right now.
Nice.
So.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm doing cybersecurity. So.
Oh, that's fun. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
be done pretty soon.
Yeah, man. When it comes to college and stuff, I'm very kind of like I get that it can be important, but at the same time, I feel like it does heavily depend on what you're going to study for.
For sure.
Because for a lot of creative things, you don't necessarily need a degree.
No, you don't.
You really don't. I will say that people who go through those like kind of like art kind of majors and stuff, like they do have a nice portfolio that's like a directed, structured kind of portfolio, but it's kind of how much you put into it. And then it gets to a point where like if you could put into it a lot, you probably didn't even need the class really at all if you can make your own nice portfolio and everything.
For example, speaking on portfolios, so back in 2020, I applied to the Nickelodeon writing program, right? And so I had to write a spec script. So I wrote a spec script on Atlanta. So
what's a spec script?
So it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's speculative script. Basically, it's like you imagine yourself being a writer on the show.
Sure. Okay.
So you write your own episode.
Okay. Perfect.
So I wrote my own episode, which, I mean, I may turn into a short film at some point. And I did that. I was really super proud of it. And I applied to the program.
Nice.
Didn't get in, which that's fine. I appreciate that I even tried it.
Of course.
They only accept 4 people, 1 international student.
Jeez.
And a big part of it, I didn't know at the time until I was doing the application, is that you had to, not had to, but like you have to have a resume. And a resume is just predicated on things that you've done. So a lot of people, there were assistants on different shows, or like they had like writing experience.
Like showrunners or writing experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, they went to this college and they major in film and stuff like that. That kind of helps, you know?
Okay. Those type of experiences. Right.
Yeah.
Or at least being able to say that you were part of something. And I mean, being able to do stuff outside of school is also like school and just in general, like extracurriculars, like that's kind of like the catch-all term. But for example, I put a lot of the live event stuff that I did outside of school. So like some of the video game stuff and helping at conventions, I put that on my resume as like, this is experience I have doing this other thing for this big, whatever, like helping out wherever I can, small things.
All those things add together, and it's definitely great for your portfolio. You can say, hey, I did X, Y, and Z. And again, that's why I did, that was the initial thought behind the episodes that I had did. It's like I can show someone that I can do it. It's like now, like if I reach out to someone like, hey, this is what I've done in the past. I'm able to do comedy. I'm able to do a drama. I'm able to do these things. I can write in these voicings.
It's like you were saying before, where you had for the demo reel, right? Where the whole show kind of came out of your need of, or your want of doing this demo reel, right? Yeah. And having that. I think one of the cool things that I've noticed so far from hearing you speak is that you apply to a lot of things. Yeah. You apply to a lot. You just you cast that big old net.
Why not?
Because why not?
Because why not? I'll be like, if I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't. Like, especially with the Nickelodeon writing program, that would have been cool. But it's like, I didn't get it. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can still use my script that I wrote. I wrote it. Yeah. So I can still use it. It's an original idea, and I can just still shoot it if I want to. Yeah. So
that's a big thing. But you never let any of that stuff take you down.
Why? I mean, I'm still, if I get it, cool. But if I don't, like, my everyday life is still going to be the same. You know? I don't hard lean on, like, trying to, like, I try my best to put my best foot forward and show up. If I don't get it, it's not the end of the world, man. Because that's only going to lead to, like, a bigger opportunity. Like I said, when I did the live audition, I've never done that before. So next time I do it,
you have that experience.
I have the experience. So
that's very important. I had earlier last year, I got laid off from a job that I had. I quit my job to go join this kind of like esports startup here in Houston that I've known for a long time, full of great people, amazing people. And then I got laid off. And so my first thing was sending out as many different applications, like 20 plus applications over however many months, to all these big name companies, right? And it was basically like a Hail Mary, like whatever, like I'll throw it out there. Pro tip, I basically used one cover letter that I've written out based off of first of all, let's start from the beginning. I went to Fiverr. I got a new resume because I wanted to update all my resume stuff and a cover letter that they kind of wrote. Fiverr. Fiverr is amazing. I have a link somewhere. And so that was like the first things first, got to redo my everything. Okay. Then that cover letter, I had done a cover letter previously for whatever job. Let's say this whatever job. Every time I apply to a new job, I just take that cover letter, change out the name of the companies, and then whatever skills or whatever are more useful or relevant for that job that I'm applying for, I just swap it out. And then I save it. And then for the next job, I do the same exact thing. So I have a whole folder. It's like however many cover letters that I've sent out, and it's all basically kind of copy and paste for that. But it helps because cover letters make you stand out. Like a lot of people only read the cover letter.
The thing is too, is like as I grow more into like a profession, and like now, like after I'm done with this program, I'm gonna have to start applying to jobs and stuff. I just still don't see the need of a cover letter. Oh. Like I get it. Definitely do it. I
sure.
Like everyone do a cover letter. It's gonna help you stand out. But I just think it's lazy. It's just like, why have a resume if you have the cover letter detailing why you're applying to that company, what are your skills for the company, and why you even invested in the company. I can tell you what I've done at the interview. I can tell you what school I went to.
Okay, sure.
I can tell you what school I went to, what I did at that school, what research I've done at the school, whatever the case may be. All the extracurriculars I've done, I can put that out there. Why do I need to do the resume if I already have a cover letter? I get it's a condensed version, but some cover letters be like a page.
Yeah.
So now you're reading.
Mine are a page.
So you're reading a whole page.
It's like a preface for the resume.
For the resume.
For the interview.
Exactly. It's just like, what are we doing? Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
I get it. Like the bureaucracy you're saying, like what's the point? Like what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like what's happening here?
I just want to know. And I want to.
We'll find a recruiter. I want a recruiter or employer
to really sit down with me. Like, All right.
It's like, okay,
That's welcome
Langston.
to say I'm lazy. And
They'll only talk to you if you
this.
have your cover letter. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I need to do a cover letter for the inquiry, right? That's funny.
Fair enough. Okay, I agree. It's one of those things. It's like, I agree. It's kind of silly. I also agree that I'm putting in a cover letter because I've made it easy enough to do it. And some of the ones required it. Sure, if they didn't, here's a cover letter anyway. Fair enough, man. I get it.
Yeah.
But the moral of that story was I also applied to a bunch of gajillion things. Nothing. Nothing. But it's fine. I mean, it's kind of the whole point. It's like, throw it out there. Big name company like esports. I was trying to stay in gaming as best I could.
But what were you going to be doing within gaming? Like, what?
I was applying for a lot of kind of esport, kind of organizing, like tournament organization / whatever esports positions that they had.
Yeah.
A lot of those types of positions. I was going for like producer kind of jobs, some kind of like manager-ish jobs. Yeah. If they had any information systems or information kind of more systems than technology jobs, any of those.
Yeah.
Nothing. When they did get back to me like 2-3 weeks later, it was like a sorry, but it's fine. It's
now
like,
let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you apply to these jobs, did you reach out to them?
No, I just kind of applied.
That also helps you stand out.
Yeah. Okay. Pro tip. Yeah, you're right. Because especially in this day and age where I could literally Google like hiring managers for any of these companies and reached out, hey, I applied to LinkedIn. Just
yeah, because I mean, think about it. It's like if 50 people are applying, right? 20 have cover letters. And so like it's 20 have cover letters.
It's like a bad word now.
Within that, it's just like, how do you stand out in 20 people? It's like not everyone calls and sends that email like, hey, like, I'm really interested in the job. I really like the company. I appreciate you even giving me the opportunity to apply here.
Right.
Like,
you're right.
What's the status of my interview? Status of my.
We'd love to know if there's an update on blah 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 blah. You're right. One amazing job opportunity that I got to interview for. It was a local like anime publishing company here, and I got the job because I reached out to the like the social media manager through LinkedIn, just like on a whim. I was like, oh, let me, and so I was like interviewing. Like I went into the office for an interview and everything, and then that was like right when COVID hit and everything, and I just kind of never heard back from them. But that was because I reached out on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn's the GOAT, man. I'm gonna just tell you right now, LinkedIn.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. That LinkedIn is the even more
Facebook
adult version of Facebook and like Instagram. Like, it's funny. I was with Kunle yesterday, and we're in the elevator at his place, and there was this other guy. He was from Cameroon, and he was just like, he was just saying like, "What's up?" And we started talking, and then Kunle was telling what he does, and I was telling him what I do, and the first thing he asked, "You got LinkedIn, bro?" And I was just,
damn,
but that's how you stay connected.
Yo.
And
no, LinkedIn's amazing. Let me tell you.
I need to update mine.
You need to update yours.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn. There's so many like I've gotten like random opportunities just off of LinkedIn. When I was obviously searching for like jobs and stuff, LinkedIn's very helpful. Just it's like social proof of like I make a post like I need a job, and then all these people from all these jobs are like, oh, good luck, you're great, amazing. It's very helpful in that regard. And the interesting thing about LinkedIn is that they're trying to be more content friendly, like forward. Like they want more people to post stuff on LinkedIn. That's not just whatever they got going
people like
on.
DM people wild stuff though. Like they try to treat it as a dating site now.
I had one friend with a similar story. I think I remember, and I was like, "Yo, this is like like your whole ass name and company's there, and you're sliding the DMs in LinkedIn."
Hey, they're trying to link and build.
Yo, they're trying to link up on LinkedIn.
Link up on LinkedIn.
Yo, God.
Because you can send like audio messages and stuff like that.
Nah, they're bugging, bro.
Like, I'm telling you, it's getting wild in the LinkedIn streets, bro.
LinkedIn needs to start a new dating side. Link up. Yo,
hey, man, you're giving away $1 billion of information out here, man.
That's what we do on this podcast, bro. That's wild. People do that wild.
I'm telling you, I've seen like it on Twitter. Like someone made a thread of like people reaching out to her, And like dudes sending wild messages.
Most.
I mean, dudes send wild messages on all platforms.
Amen. Right? Let's go. Assistants agree.
Yeah, they be wilding, man.
Wilding. I'm trying to help that dating series.
Exactly. That's why we go. We point right back to TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
learn
do.
from the best on how to approach your dating life.
None of that. But LinkedIn, amazing. The point of that was to say that they want people to post content, so they'll help kind of like promote it and like push some of that stuff. So you'll see people who, if they're on LinkedIn a lot, like they'll get pushed out. It's kind of like early Facebook where like random stuff will kind of go viral because they're actively trying to share stuff. Like now Facebook, you only really see stuff that you should, like people share or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. But yeah, LinkedIn slept on. LinkedIn's very slept on, I think.
Yeah, I don't utilize it that much, and I should.
Because like if you got your message out there of like, oh, Houston film or whatever, who knows who could possibly see it. Yeah. Especially if you're just kind of spreading that message. One thing, here's what we can talk about. Here's the next nice topic. Uh-huh. I've noticed, and one of the things that people always talk about is like luck, right? Like luck, like is it a circumstance of you doing things, or is it a circumstance that's out of your circumstance? Like, is it out of your control or anything? Mm-hmm. I think part of what ends up happening with lucky people is that they're actively talking about something that they're passionate about / working on, right? Mm-hmm. So for example, you never know who's listening, who's watching, or who knows somebody who might be able to help you with something you're working on, right? Yeah. So just being open about something that you're really passionate about or like could open those doors, because someone could say, oh, you're a cool person. I know that you're working on this project. I happen to know someone who's blah.
Man, I got 2 examples of that.
Okay.
That's why like when people ask me what like I do outside of here, outside of here. While I'm at work, people always ask me like, hey, what do you do outside of here? I'm like, hey, I just do music. I do film and stuff like that. It's like, what do you do? I'm like, hey, I got this TV series. You should check it out, blah, blah, blah. And they always be like, hey, I know somebody that's a camera person. I know somebody do lighting. I know some actors that I know. Maybe they're an actor. You know what I'm saying? It all builds on each other. Mm-hmm. The second one, which I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I won't. But one of my really good friends, he was in like theater and stuff like that, right? And so like all around town, all around Houston, doing plays and stuff like that. And then his mentor was like, hey, I think you have a great voice and I have an opportunity for you. You can link up with Funimation. Oh. And so now he does the voice acting for Haikyuu, the English dub. And that's just all because he wasn't even thinking about doing it. He doesn't even watch the show.
Right.
But like he was just like,
he got that opportunity.
He got the opportunity to do it.
Some people would say it's luck. Other people would say he was on his grind, cousin.
Exactly. And so now he does that as a side job, and he just...
I know who you're talking about, and that person's
I know. Awesome. Like, no, because he's so like chill about it. Like he don't broadcast, he don't say anything. So I was like,
he's cool.
I was like, I don't know if he wants me to say that. Yeah.
You talked to him recently or anything?
I did some music with him recently. Yeah,
I'm gonna say hi.
I will definitely,
please,
for sure. And that's another example too. Like he was like, I was in the studio with him. We're working on these 2 songs that we have, and he was like, yo, like, man, like, I know you do your film stuff. Like, hey, I have a buddy of mine. Like, he has, like, his own, like, YouTube series where he asks people what their favorite movies are. And it's, like, it's just like a talk thing. You just show up. He has 4 cameras, like, set up. And he was like, yeah, link up with him. I'll give you his information. So I talked to him, linked up with him, shot the thing, and I don't know when it's coming out.
Was that the one that
that was that. That was that. And that was all through him.
Wow.
See, it all builds on each other.
That's cool.
And who knows what that's going to do when it comes out.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And that may open up opportunities like, hey, do you know more people? I'll be like, hey.
Some random person might see that and they know, yeah.
I hit you up. I hit other people up. Like, hey, like, these are my friends that... I think have a good perspective when it comes to like film and stuff.
Yeah, this is my friend Marz. He needs therapy. Yeah, that's great. He's like, I know a great therapist. That's great.
That should be the title of the video. It's like Marz goes to therapy.
Yeah. Will I finally go?
Hey man, you could do a content series, like you could film your therapy sessions.
That's so bad. That's so bad. I go to the first session. I'm like, yo, can I bring a camera in here? Like, can I set up this mic? Like, are you cool with that? And they're like, you should have come sooner.
That's why it's always funny, like when I see like some people's interviews and they kind of look like therapy sessions. Like for example, I don't know if you saw
like this one. Yeah, I know, you're great.
No, it's with Charlamagne the God and Travis Scott when they were asking him about the Astroworld situation. And it just looks like a therapy session, like the
it's
way
like
it's
weird.
shot.
It's like grayscale, like sepia almost.
Yeah, it just looks
super widescreen. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
it's a documentary.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and it looks like a documentary of a therapy session. He didn't say anything in that one.
I didn't watch it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Jeez, that's great. All right, so all that was to say, on that topic of luck and just kind of like putting yourself out there. I brought it up because I was thinking about it recently with, I think that's going to be a topic that I'm going to tackle eventually with this dating stuff is kind of like filtering out people or dates, or how to know that, how to express yourself and know what you want and know your boundaries and what you're kind of looking for, right? Yeah. And part of that is being honest with yourself of, okay, what am I looking for? And then having conversations with the other person and figuring out, okay, are they what I'm looking for and vice versa?
For sure.
So that was going to be one of the things I was talking about. That's why I brought it up. But yeah, all that stems from just honestly and being about who you are and what you like, and then putting that out there and seeing what happens. Right?
Yeah, man. That's one way of another of like, you know, like you said, just getting yourself out there. Because again, you never know who's listening that can be able to help you along the way, you know, like in whatever that you need, you know.
Yeah. Good stuff. That's good. That's fire.
Yeah.
What I forgot. There was something else. There were some other topics we're going to talk about. This has been good so far. I like it. You having fun? You enjoying it?
Of course.
Breaking in the room.
Of course. Breaking in the room. Breaking in the resurgence of the podcast.
Yeah. One thing that was interesting when we were talking about writing and stuff, and I know you want to talk about, was me going up and doing stand-up and trying that.
Yeah. How was that? What made you take that direction?
Well, so at the start of last year, I recognized like...
That you're funny?
No. I recognized that a long time ago. No, I'm kidding. One thing that I realized was I wanted to really work on Twitter, and I really wanted to work on YouTube, right? I was going to kind of step back from all these other like social media content, like things that I was doing, and focus on these two, right? Mm-hmm. YouTube because of the video aspect, and I think the videos and as a platform, like as a whole, it's just a better way of kind of improving those types of skills. And then Twitter, because Twitter's like, it's very like, you gotta, a big aspect of it is comedy, humor, and writing stuff that's funny.
For
and
sure.
that type of content. And so I was like, I want to focus on that more. And then it was a little bit of kind of introspection of like, I like making people laugh, and I like jokes and like just being silly and saying silly stuff like that, like a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, it's almost autopilot a lot of the times of like just like blurting out random silly dumb stuff or just trying to make jokes and blah 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 blah. And so I was like, okay, I need to lean into this more. Like I need to figure out a better outlet of doing that. And so I had always wanted to do stand up, or at least I had always been involved, or at least go to the scene here, like the local scene here, because there's so many different shows here for stand up comedy throughout the whole week. There's an amazing venue. The Secret Group that's in Edo, and I go there every so often, and there's so many different shows, and I've been always like a participant, right? I'd kind of been wanting to write jokes for a little bit here and there, and then finally, you know, last year I was like, okay, I'm going to try to take it more serious in terms of like having a writing schedule as best I could, and actively trying to make a joke, like trying to craft my like 5 minutes, right? And then finally just got to a point where I had been writing it actively, working on it, like performing it to my like self or to my girlfriend at the time, like just actually practicing basically. Mm-hmm. And then everything kind of aligned one time where it's like, okay, we're going to be downtown on a day that I know there's an open mic, and I've been practicing for however long. So it's like, this is the time, like it's finally going to happen. I finally go to sign up. I signed up, I guess, kind of late. I had gone there trying to sign up earlier. I think they thought I was asking when it was going to start, like the show was going to start, whatever. So I came back later, and then I had to sign up like very at the end of the list, whatever. Problem number one, we were down there for a birthday party. So I was getting sloshed.
Yeah.
I was off my rocker. It was great. It was a fun birthday party. We got kind of lit. Mm-hmm. The problem number two, I wasn't going to get out until late. So I'm like trying to stay awake and sober up, which was fine because I went on so late that it was fine. When I did finally go up, it was like 12 o'clock at night. It was only a few people, like a handful of people or whatever in the room. And my phone had died. So I was basically going off what I had remembered or had sent to my girlfriend at the time, to like going over my stuff as best I could, sobering up. And then I just got on stage, did the best I could. She recorded it. I have the recording. And that was my first time trying stand-up.
Did you love it?
I think I didn't hate it. I think I enjoyed the fact that I went up there. It wasn't necessarily hard. I wasn't necessarily good at it, but it wasn't hard. And the conditions were all against me, but I still did it, right? So I think it's one of those things where I didn't get a fair assessment or as good assessment just because I could have, like, next time I want to go and not be as sloshed and have practice. And now that I've gone up before, I can do it a little better, or at least go from there. I didn't know what I was going to expect. I kind of went out, like, not crazy any expectation. I didn't know if I was going to go off stage and be like, oh my God, I love this forever. I'm going to do it forever. I was just kind of like, holy shit, I did it. So.
No, I'm glad you did it, man. That's like, me personally, I feel like that's a hard avenue to, get into. Cause it's like, comedy is so subjective.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, reading the room and trying to be funny is really hard, especially if no one knows you. There's already so many things against you to begin with. So it's just like, you just kind of win people over by, perspective.
Yeah. And having like good material and practicing it and delivering it. Yeah, it's a lot. I think I'm definitely trying to go back up more and like do more of that. I'm trying to find a better groove of like actually writing. That's the thing that kind of gets me, is actually sitting down and writing and doing that and then practicing performing. But I'm telling myself that I want to go up and do more this year. So hold me to it.
I'm gonna definitely hold you to it. I'm gonna hit you up like every quarter and then be like, hey.
Yeah, every month be like, yo, you know when the open mics are, what's up?
And I'm gonna pull up, honestly. I'm gonna pull up.
Oh God. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not just satisfied with saying that I've done it once. I was like, I want to go up there
and kill it.
And no, I want to eat shit. Like, I want to just bomb crazy hard, but like correctly.
So you know how to feel.
That too. I mean, it's gonna suck dick, but whatever. I want to try it more. I think it's an interesting skill. It's like, I love making people laugh, dude. It's fun. I love it.
And then you don't have the fear of talking in front of people. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
Right. Yeah.
And then afterwards, people going to come up to talk to you. So you don't have to worry about going to talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like.
I was just kind of.
I know. Yeah. I feel you, though. It's something I want to try more of. I want to try. But it's like, I want to give it a good, honest effort, right? Mm-hmm. It's rough. It's like, part of it is like the writing aspect, which I'm sure you can feel is like, let's say you had like a deadline for like an album or something, you have to get something out. It's like, you have to like sit down and actually like think through it, work it, scratch this out, move this around. Make sure it's
delivered right, make sure it sounds right, make sure the timing and pacing of it is right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I definitely get you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actively like, no, I'll take that back. Sometimes I try to say funny stuff on Twitter whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Just like I said, fuck in the middle of a wedding.
Yeah, I saw that. Like the church. Was it a church?
It was like, yeah, man. I was at a wedding this past Sunday, and I do this game with people like where like if I know like a song, and like I try to know like what where it comes from. If I know it, then I try to see if the other person would guess it. And so the lady on the piano, she was just playing A Whole New World from Aladdin.
Sure.
And I was trying to remember, my girl was like, yeah, I know you know it. You know it. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, oh God.
I really said this in church. I said it loud enough for her to hear, but not loud enough for her.
Everyone's like.
But it just came natural. I was just like, damn, like, yeah, I felt
you ruined the whole wedding. Yeah, I mean,
that was a funny wedding.
That's rough. Yeah, no, I feel that. Twitter's definitely the space where it's just fun to throw random funny things out there
and see what sticks, see what other people, it's a shared experience. So it's like if someone can relate to it or like think it's funny in any way, like maybe I should do a better job of like tweeting out the stuff of, not a better job, but like maybe I'll try to like incorporate more of my daily life, because a lot of funny stuff happens in my daily life.
There you go.
Sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to tweet this.
What I've tried to do is, if I say something that makes someone laugh, I'll try, like whenever I remember whatever, I'll just open up Messenger on my phone and message myself and like whatever that was, because then maybe you can I can reincorporate it into like an actual like something.
That goes back to what we were saying earlier about like using pieces, like you just writing, just creating ideas. You may not use the whole idea. You could take a piece of it.
I have a lot of breakup material coming up.
You got a whole TikTok,
that's how I process emotions.
Whole TikTok on that, huh?
Oh God, don't get me started. Ugh. Yeah, it's fun. Whenever something tragic or traumatic happens, I'm like, well,
time to write about it.
Time to make.
That's how you know you're an artist,
bro.
That's how you know you're an artist.
God.
Your first thought is like, how we gonna write about this? That's how you know you went too deep.
That's rough. Jeez. But I have a lot of respect for the people who like go out and do comedy here in this scene, and it seems like a really cool scene. A lot of people even like moving out from like Houston to like New York or LA because they've been doing so well. Definitely trying to get some of them on. Like, there's all really cool people, so I would love to have some of them on to hear about it more and talk about it, because it's cool. It's awesome.
I mean, one person I can link you up with is my friend Adam. Like I said, he's done stand-up. He's had like a similar kind of trajectory as you, and like he's like done it, and like he does it like in Chicago from time to time. And so yeah,
that would be awesome.
Definitely next time he comes down here, I can see if y'all can try to like bring y'all together, go about like the process, and like
what's it like for him, like what that experience was like. That'll probably be good, because I know that's the thing with stand-up is like it's kind of like a hot kind of thing now, or at least it seems like it's like a cool kind of thing, because like Netflix is a big proponent of that, like lots of specials. But
it's a hot thing, but it's like I don't know a lot of people in my personal life that do it. It's like you, my friend Adam, and then my friend Kyrie had tried it one time, but outside of that, like no one I know even gets on stage or even close to it.
It's interesting. So what are you trying to do this year? Talk to me a little bit about do you plan out that far ahead, or you just kind of go with the flow?
Yeah, I plan out that far ahead, but at the same time, I just try to do micro steps.
Okay.
So right now, just trying to finish school stuff. Season 2 this year for sure. Some Yatu stuff, some Yatu songs.
Okay.
Individual songs.
Yeah, because
some more videos.
Peanut, he moved, right?
Yeah, Mr. Poncho P. He moved. Well, actually, he doesn't go by that name anymore. He goes by government name.
He goes by government name?
Yeah, that's government name.
Government name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he moved out to Portland this past summer, and then so
has that made it like difficult for y'all to do stuff, or maybe not difficult, but
yes and no. It's just like,
because y'all said you were like remote for a lot of stuff anyway.
Yeah, because like the pandemic kind of forced us to like do more stuff, like Google Hangouts and try to work on music, remotely. Because you can still work together. It's just like
it's a different setting.
That's the cool thing about Google Hangouts is that like he can share his screen.
Yeah.
And like we can hear like the beat being made and try to write to it at the same time.
Sure.
Try to come up with ideas on the fly. I have my mic set up. I could just record right then. You know, that's shout out to Google Hangouts.
They get on Discord or something, bro. Why you
Discord too.
Google?
Discord too.
Okay.
My friend,
Okay.
my friend. I never done like a session within Discord. He was like, yo, like we got to get on Discord and like do like a session.
Yeah, bro.
I haven't done that, but yeah,
Google,
it's definitely.
you sound like a coworker, bro. Google Meets. Come on.
I mean, I didn't make that. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I didn't suggest that. I just go off of, but you know what they do. But
So for this year, you're looking at trying to,
you know, more music, more film stuff for sure. Yeah, I mean, hopefully bring
loving
back
on your girlfriend.
that
Shoot,
too. Trying
you
to
all
be better.
booed up, bro.
Trying to be better.
Booed up. You and Kunle all booed. Everybody booed up.
But don't be
I'm
like
kidding.
don't be like that person that like as soon as they break up they start seeing everybody else like can relate. Nah, they ain't like that.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean that too. But also like I don't know, just try to be a better person. You know?
Oh.
And also hopefully I have to talk with my friend Natalie about it. You know, you mentioned it earlier, off air, about the Hands of Houston. So like, you know, we have a nonprofit organization called the Hands of Houston. It's all her like IP, all her stuff. She just asked me to help out with it. But yeah, like we crowdsource the money and then we go out and buy the supplies and stuff like that, the toiletries, the things that essential needs, and we go and give that out to people like downtown, you know, the less fortunate. So you know, we were at a point where we were doing it like every month. I think life stuff just kind of happened. It just kind of slowed down.
Sure.
And hopefully we can bring that back and kind of, you know, but I try to think of like a bigger thing. I'm like, I want to create, like have like a housing situation for those people that they don't have to pay to like be there. It's not like a first come, first serve type situation. Like that's another thing I'm like thinking about, but that's like, within
how to kind of give back
years.
Sure, but like ways of like giving back to the community, helping out those kind of less fortunate.
Yeah, because we both work with the same population, well, in a way the same kind of population of people. Like she's a nurse and so she works with the same, like I said, same population of people. And I work, and a lot of people at my job, a lot of patients at my job, they're homeless. So we have to find aftercare for them and stuff like that, and sometimes that doesn't work out, and it's just, yeah, I just want to help more of the community.
Right, because you see it in your day-to-day at your job and everything.
Yeah,
right?
I see it driving away from work, you know? And it's just like, people need help. And, man, the U.S. has a lot of money that can be allocated towards this. And I don't feel like they are. So it's like, I think
take the matter into your own hands.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say as a Houston. And so,
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's a very important cause. And I think it was really cool just seeing y'all like down there, like ground level, like handing everything out, giving everything out, and doing all that.
And all of those times, like nine of the 10 of the times, or whatever, how many times we did it, it was just me and her. Like, me and her just downtown by ourselves. And people, like my friend that came with me one time, and he was like, yo, like y'all be out here by yourself? I'm like, yeah, like I'm not afraid. I mean, what's the most that can happen? They just take it and run off with it. But I mean, like,
they need, I mean, you know,
I'm sure they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no fear, you know, going down there and doing that, because I'm going there with good intention. I'm not trying to harm nobody. I'm not trying to take away from anyone. I'm just trying to give back and, you know, help their day go by a little bit smoother. So
wonderful. That's wonderful. I love how you kind of, or you and your friend, you just like took it upon yourselves to like do this thing, and you just did it. Because I'm sure, you know, one of the things that we've talked about is just a lot of people have probably similar type of amazing ideas, right? But they are held back by like, oh, how would I do this, or how would I do that, or, you know, these different kind of like obstacles. But it's interesting. What I love to see is that y'all just You said, we'll figure it out. We'll just do it.
Yeah,
if it's just us there handing it out, well, then that's what's going to be.
I mean, it's just, we always put out there, like, whoever can help out, you can. It's nothing against if you can or if you don't want to. It's just,
we'll figure it out.
I get it. Somebody has to do it. And so let's just do it. And we go get coffee afterwards and chill and talk. Yeah. So
that's a good thing. I think you're going to heaven. I think you did it. I think God will overlook the fuck. And I think he'll be fine.
I think he'll overlook it, hopefully. But hey, we always make a joke that, like, I'm a scumbag.
No.
And so I don't know.
Not my Langston.
Hey, man. I guess they always call me the scumbag of the group.
Like bugging. Dang. Well, I mean, I think that's a beautiful place to leave us at for today. I mean,
for sure.
Was there anything else that I missed or anything else?
No, I mean, I think we pretty much covered everything, man. We really talked about a lot in depth things today.
Yeah. We had a therapy session. I mean, come on. We did it all. Man. We did it all.
We did it all within however long we've been doing this.
That's wonderful. Well, I think we'll go ahead and leave it on that beautiful, nice, positive message. Tell everyone the name of it again. The Hands of Houston.
The Hands of Houston on Instagram. My name is Langston Hunter. I don't know if we're plugging socials right now.
Yeah, you plug it. Whatever. Yeah. What you want to tell the people?
Langston Hunter on Instagram. On Twitter, it's Langyagi, LANYAGI. It was just like a quick nickname. It's nothing important.
Sure.
And
what do you want to?
Yeah. Langston Hunter. I don't really post much on there. And LinkedIn, Langston Hunter. So
LinkedIn.
You got a job for me when I finish this program.
Plug that LinkedIn.
You got a job for me for when I finish this
You trying
program?
to link up?
I'm trying to link up. Hit my DM with the job information only. I don't need the silly stuff.
We don't want no 40-year-old ladies like, hey, yo, I saw you on the podcast.
I'm unavailable.
Dang, send them my way. Anyway, is there anything else you want to leave people? Any inspiring message or any evil message you want to, like, put people down at this moment? Have a moment of weakness? Anything you want to tell people before we sign off?
I just want to put down
Chicago one more time for their pizza. Mid.
Let me not say Chicago. But the deep dish pizza is mid. Also, Samurai Noodles, that ramen spot, is mid.
Hey, you are going on your video. You are a scumbag. Look at you taking advantage of this situation.
But not on a serious note.
Yeah.
On a serious note, I just hope we all stay safe out here. We stay healthy. The best of our ability. I mean, we can't control the outcomes of life, but what we can control is, what we do in the span of this life. So, stay safe, healthy. Hold each other down. Be there for each other. And that's it.
Amen. All right. That's it. That's the show. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. We're not going to stop streaming, but it's fine. Pretend we're done. Goodbye, everyone. We'll wave. Hey, yeah. Great.
Yes, sir.
Dang, we did it. Good job.